back to Unedited by Age. If you are new here, I am Adriana. Most of the internet calls me Age from the Age Edit. I am just so excited for this journey to be on with you guys, where I get to come on here, I get to speak, I can be unfiltered, I can be unedited, and I'm also not on a 30-second timer. I think that may be one of the most exhilarating parts of this. But today we are going to talk about what I'm seeing in the economy. I most recently got laid off right before Christmas, might I add. Right before Christmas, my job let me go. And it was not just me, it was the entire company. The entire company was closing down. Y'all, I don't know if I've ever been so shocked in my life. And it wasn't necessarily that, oh, the company's gone down. No, it was more so you're laying us off right before Christmas and you're laying off every single person. This is crazy work. But I typically get feelings, and I had a feeling that this was coming. So that's a part of the conversation further down. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about recently being laid off, what that looked like being laid off to where we are now, which I had two job offers and officially start my new role tomorrow. Go me. And I know that a lot of people are in this season right now. I know that a lot of people are navigating uncertainty, and it's hard. It is. But if you are in that position right now, you are not alone. So I do want to talk a little bit about navigating that. And if you are not going through a layoff, but you are potentially seeing downsides in your job or just want to be on the safe side, then I think this still applies to you because no one ever thinks it's going to happen to them until it does. That was me. I've used corporate as a safety net for so long. I've been creating content for the past 10 years. It has been a revenue generating piece for me for about maybe the last 5. And so it has never been something that I felt like I would take a leap of faith and just do on its own. But God said, "Oh, you don't want to try it? I'm going to make you." And I have to say, the past few months have been eye opening. I feel like it happened for a reason. I feel like it was God's reminder to me to say, it's not always in your control. And just because you have this corporate thing that feels safe, that does not mean it's safe. And it's something that I've leaned on it since I graduated college. And I think that he made me get uncomfortable. And he knew I would never do that on my own to show me that one, you can do this. Two, I got you. And that is exactly what I was shown throughout the past few months is that even without the corporate foundation, even without the safety net, he had me. And that's just something that I will leave you guys with. But all that to say, when we rewind all the way back, I think there were two things: God first, always, of course, and then two, preparation. For you guys who are new here, I am really big on saving. I am really big on financial literacy, and especially for women. I do my best to empower and educate women on anything I know. I am no financial expert. I do not come from money. I do not come from monetary wealth, at least. It is something that I have learned. It is something I am a little bit obsessed with and passionate about. And I am so grateful for that because when this happened, I was okay. And I felt okay because of the safety net that I created for myself, saving a little bit of money at a time. Even if I didn't have $100 to save, $20 was going into my savings anytime I got paid. And I just want this to be a moment for you, whoever you may be. I said, laid off, not laid off, to save something. I am begging you to save something. If it's $5, if it's $10, I don't care. But we are saving something. We're saving y'all because that is what is going to save you if or when something happens. And we're not just saving, we're opening a high yield savings account so our money makes us money because we're smart, wealthy girlies. Point blank, smart, wealthy girlies. So my savings really saved me. And that was such a blessing. And it was an eye opener because sometimes I wonder, I'm saving this money, what am I going to do with it? You don't have to know what you're going to do with it because we never know what life is going to throw at us. Point blank. God adds razzle dazzle when he's ready to add the razzle dazzle, and we just got to get ready. But it's been an astonishing thing to see over the past year. If you look at the data, which I didn't add that to my notes, but if you look at the data, the amount of Black women laid off in the workforce over the past year, it's baffling. It's baffling not because of the layoffs, because we're seeing the layoffs across the board. But what's baffling is if you then go look at the rates in which these women are being rehired and you see how low those rates are. So I feel extremely blessed to be in the position that I am in, to have now accepted a new role. And that goes to the next subject, which is seeing whatever role you're in as more than just a role. Make connections, network. Don't just have assets. When you show up as your best self, not only for this job, but because you are representing you every single day. You don't know who you're going to need past this job, and vice versa. And I really saw that when our company closure happened, and I saw the way people came to me and were referring me. And I was just like, wow, I did not even realize just how important that was. Those little moments, those little connections, and how they can literally change your life. So make sure to keep that networking piece in your back pocket when you're navigating whatever role you're in. Also, having been in this job market, I can say things are a lot more competitive right now because there are so many layoffs. With so many layoffs, there are so many people in the job market searching for jobs, but there are not as many roles as there are candidates. So you see the problem here. And then some of the job roles I see online, I'm like, are they fake? Because that company just laid off, but then there are these job roles. I don't know. It gets confusing. It's above me. And then something else to take note of, which that's when the savings comes back into play, is you start interviewing for these roles and you interview 5, 6, 7 times. And I don't know, I've had friends who have made it that far and then they don't go with them as a candidate. You've now wasted your time, your energy. And so I know it can be mentally taxing as well as, like I said, it just takes your time. So it's just something to keep in mind while you're at a company. Keep your resume up to date so that you're not waiting until something happens. And also just being mindful of what the market looks like and that it may not be as fast as you think. You get a new role, which is where your savings comes into play because you will need that buffer in between. And then I guess where we'll end with this is from the moment I was laid off, which was right before Christmas in December, when I just felt broken, unsure, uncertain. It was really hard for me because as a Capricorn woman, type A Capricorn woman through and through, I always have a plan. I always know what's next. I always know what my money's gonna look like. So for them to just say, today's your last day effective immediately. What? Are you kidding me? That was crazy. Yo, seriously, that was crazy. Comparing that moment in December to this moment right now when I'm sitting with you, it is day and night. I'm grateful. Even in the midst of that layoff, after it sunk in, after the tears came, I sat there on my closet floor and I thanked God. I thanked him for the opportunity that he gave me to be there for the 3+ years that I was. I thanked him for what I knew he was already going to take care of. I just thanked him. And today I'm in the same place where I just thank him because the ebbs and the flows are going to happen. Life is going to happen. So much of it we cannot control. You want to know the one thing we can control? Our mindset. That is what does it. That is what has carried me through. And I just want to remind you that whatever it is, it will pass. It has to pass. Life goes on, not to be dark, but it goes on, or we don't keep living. That's just what it is. And we're going to focus on living. So, therefore, this too shall pass. And we're going to claim that. We're going to claim the job we want. Oh, the way I manifested and prayed and just told God to make it so unbelievably clear what was meant for me, he did just that. That is the power of the tongue. It is the power of the mind. And I just want to remind you, girlies, to just continue to show up in your personal life, in your work life as your best self, because you do not know who's watching. You do not know who you will need. You do not know who will vouch for you. You do not know who may be in rooms speaking on your name before you've ever entered. Start the savings account. If it's $5, if it's $10, babe, if it is 50 cents, it can earn money in a high yield savings account. I just want you to take care of you. I want you to save. I want you to be financially secure. I want you to not make excuses, to not be scared. And most importantly, know that even in the waiting period, there can be beauty. And I'm just glad to be sitting right here and able to share this with you guys from that moment of layoff to being like, what the F is actually happening right now? What do I do? And then having the next few months of just trusting God to this exact moment where I'm just thankful, abundantly happy, giving Him the most praise, and looking forward to the next chapter. So I hope this episode, this corner chit chat, left you feeling inspired in a way of knowing that you can have a savings because you can. That even if you're in the waiting period, it's going to be okay. And even when it seems bad, this too shall pass. And most importantly, you're not alone. So if you love it here too, comment, subscribe, share, and I can't wait to keep chatting with you. Love you. Bye.